No money, no plan, no food, no hotel. One goal, to see Metallica. We almost died twice, but it was totally worth it. Never do it again though.
Have you ever made a decision in high school that seemed genius at the time, but was actually borderline insane? Well, that's how me and my buddy ended up on a 24-hour Greyhound ride from Cape Breton, Nova Scotia to Montreal, Quebec, to see Metallica with no plan, no hotel, and almost no money. When we skipped school, we hopped on a Greyhound bus and figured, hey, how hard would it be to see one of the biggest metal bands on the planet with no prep? 5 a.m, we are dead on our feet. No clue where we are. Montreal feels like a post-apocalyptic video game. And I'm starting to feel like Snake Plasket. When out of nowhere, this tiny dude rolls up like a side quest giver. GTA side mission here. Hoodie, gold chain, big grin, beady eyes. He goes, "My name's Tricky Dicky. Y'all need anything?" We're like, "Yeah, man. Somewhere to crash would be great. Maybe some drinks, some info." He nods like we just unlocked premium downloaded content. Cool, cool. Takes $20 from us and just disappears into the night. Just like Batman or Robin was a con artist in a champion hoodie.
We figured the worst was behind us, but nope. Montreal was just getting started.
So it's 9 a.m, and we meet this dude who looks like Tony Soprano, but way less cool. We're like, "Hey, how much for 2 tickets?" He goes, "How much you got?" We say the number. He nods like he's doing us a favor from the old country. "That's exactly what they cost," he says. And boom! Nosebleeds to Metallica, front row, in the stratosphere. But we didn't care. We had tickets to Metallica. We thought we would never be able to see these guys being from Nova Scotia. Anyway, we had a few hours to kill, and in Montreal, 18 means legal. So we hit the convenience stores, grabbed some tall cans, and for a hot minute, we felt unstoppable. So we're having a blast, chilling at a bench outside of the Bell Center, waiting for the show, drinks in hand, and then this guy slinks up to us like a horror movie NPC. Trench coat, wandering eye, and just vibes. He leans in real quiet and goes, "You boys need a place to stay?" I felt like I had just won the lottery, because we had no place to stay. I'm like, heck yeah, man. Start writing down his number and address like a Craigslist roommate. Avon leaned over and muttered, "Dude, he's not offering a place to sleep. He wants to sleep with you." We hopped out of there so fast, we left vapor trails. We escaped the park, but now it was time for Metallica. The reason we came. The reason we were broke. The reason we almost got abducted by that dude in the park. We wait in the line like pilgrims at the gates of Valhalla. Nosebleed tickets in hand. Dreams intact. And then boom! Metallica hits the stage. And even from the stratosphere, it's epic. Eardrums are obliterated. Spirits maxed out. Pockets spiritually bankrupt.
And then came the real challenge. The concert was over, but the night was just getting started.
We're like, okay, now what? No cash, no cell phones, no clues. We keep wandering around until we find an alley, and it starts looking pretty much like a nice place to sleep at that point. We kinda lie down and agree to take a little rest. Before you know it, we're out. I wake up to Avon yelling at me, "Dude, we're falling asleep in an alley in downtown Montreal, wake up!" we decide to walk. Anywhere. Everywhere. Just to try and find our way out of that city. And then we finally meet a trucker. We're like, hey, can you get us out of the city? Nice dude, but he can't take us due to insurance. But he does give us $20 for food. What a legend. Then out of nowhere, we keep walking and we stumble upon a restaurant, which turned out to be a gay restaurant. I mean, nothing wrong with that. Not our type of thing though. So after we left our food and ran out of there, we were still very hungry. We keep walking. And then we enter Chinatown. We find some police, finally. They immediately reach for their guns. We're like, no, sorry. I think they were doing some kind of operation. By morning, finally morning, we crossed the bridge out of Montreal. It felt like we were escaping a zombie apocalypse. Bloodshot eyes, empty stomachs, running on delirium. But we were alive. We walked far out of the city until we got to a place where we could finally stick our thumbs out that was suitable to hitchhike. And then, after a bit, we met some French-Canadian concert goers. They hooked us up with food and more drinks. Then they left us on the side of the highway when it was time for them to take their turn. Towards the end of the day, it started raining, downpouring. We were freezing and barely standing. And then, like a beacon in the night, Salvation, a tiny telecom shop, probably full of wires, secrets, and hopefully warmth.
Now this part of the story has got me thinking I should hook you guys up with something right now, some knowledge. If you guys are overpaying with the big three cell phone providers in Canada, well, I've got some great news for you. Public Mobile runs on the TELUS network, and it's all set up through an app, so you don't have to call up and deal with anyone. Actually, that's why you can pay $34 a month for a plan you'd probably be paying $80 for with the big three. On top of that, you can even get discounts. And if you're looking to get your first one, you can check out the link in my channel description, and if you sign up through that, you will get, I think, $10 or $15 off, which I think equates to you getting your SIM card sent for free. It's easy to try, you can quit, no contracts, so why don't you check it out and save yourself some money, guys. Now back to the video.
At that point, we'd figured we'd crash there for the night. It was either that, or freeze to death. Now I'm not gonna say we broke in the place, maybe the door was open. We definitely didn't crawl in a window or kick the door down. Anyway, when we went inside, I kicked my feet up on the desk, and within seconds, I was out cold. Next thing you know, I'm waking up groggy and I glance over and realize it's 7:50 in the morning. And then we see the hours posted on the wall. They open at 8. Panic mode sets in. We both shoot up to make our escape, and I collapse. Just full on crash to the ground. I couldn't move my legs, nothing. I'd slept all night with them propped up on the desk, and all the blood had drained out. It took about 2 or 3 brutal minutes before I could even stand up, and just as I got upright, we bolted, literally as a van was pulling into the lot. Close call. We kept walking down the highway, completely drained, and then, there it was. The most beautiful truck stop I had ever seen. It looked like a Mirage, and it was near the New Brunswick border. To us, that was home. Because when you're hitchhiking Quebec, it feels like it never ends. We walk up and start asking truckers if they're headed to Nova Scotia, and if they can give us a lift. A lot of them were actually, but insurance was the deal breaker. They were nice about it, and looking back now, as a 38-year-old, I totally get their point. No hard feelings, guys. But then, we see this wild truck with a goblin head on the grill. Something like out of a Stephen King book or something. And we're like, that's the one, let's go ask him. And sure enough, the guy smiles and says, yeah, I can give you guys a ride, hop in. So we did, and once again, we passed right out. He just let us chill in the cab while he handled the road. Coolest dude ever. And he called up a buddy, another trucker, who happened to be heading even closer to our town. They set up the handoff at night at a truck stop in New Glasgow. The second guy was going all the way to the Canso Causeway. By the time he dropped us off there, it was Tuesday evening. We walked into school around 8:30 a.m., tired, filthy, running on fumes. Everyone stopped and stared, like we were ghosts. One guy said everyone thought you guys were dead. We just looked at each other, grinning like idiots, and said, "Nah, we saw Metallica. Totally worth it."
So yeah, we survived Metallica. You got your own chaotic rock story? If so, share it in the comments. I might pick the best one and turn it into another animated adventure. Subscribe, or don't, but if your story has drinks, fire, or bad choices, there's a high likelihood it's getting picked. This is Riff Reactor. Stay loud, stay questionable.